Hey everybody, Dr. Greco here. Welcome to Ministry in a Minute. So we've been talking about Jesus being the Lord of Lords, not simply the King of Kings. King of Kings is his rule as a perfect human, fully human, but Lord of Lords is his spiritual rule. And I think it's important that we understand both. And John says he came full of grace and truth. And as we have dug through the first few verses, or some of the verses in the first chapter of Colossians, the Apostle Paul is explaining to the people at Colossae that Jesus is all they need. And he said, first of all, that he was an image of God. If you wanted to see God, you could look at Jesus. And then he said that there was a mystery about God, things we didn't know, but Jesus answered all the questions. Okay? And then he says in verse 17 this. Okay? He says, he is before all things, and in him all things hold together. You see, as we talked about the mystery yesterday, I don't think we spent enough time talking about the plan that God has. Because make no mistake, God has a plan specifically for you. In the Bible, we see this great narrative laid out where all of us fall short of the glory of God, Romans chapter 3. But God has this plan from the time of creation and since our fall to redeem us. And in our redemption, he's pointing forward to this perfect restoration. And it's Jesus that is in charge of all of that. And the perfect plan cannot be undone. The perfect plan, that the price was paid, the foundation is laid, it's done. Okay? Jesus said, it is finished. He didn't just mean that our sins were paid for completely. He was being prophetic, saying that nothing could now stop the kingdom. The Apostle Paul describes it like this: we live here now, but our citizenship, where we really belong, is heaven, and we're going to be there. Okay? And so what we have to ask ourselves, knowing that, because Jesus is Lord of Lords, if he's the spiritual ruler right now, the question is this: what's my job? What's my role in the kingdom that's already here? Because he isn't just in charge of my day-to-day life. See, the King of Kings tells you what to do and you do it. Okay? But the Lord of Lords tells you what's what. He shows you what's coming. There's a spiritual, there's a prophetic. And our job is to participate in that. And him being the Lord of Lords, him holding it all together, should cause us to say, where do I fit in? Here am I, Lord. Send me, as Isaiah said it. We'll see you tomorrow for another Ministry in a Minute.